In a twist so disturbing that even the most seasoned royal watchers are at a loss for words, explosive allegations have emerged suggesting Prince Harry may have actively undermined one of the most cherished legacies of his late mother, Princess Diana, her beloved humanitarian charity. And the reason behind this shocking betrayal is said to be nothing less than jealousy over his wife, Meghan Markle. The revelations, described by insiders as career-ending and utterly unforgivable, have sent shockwaves through the corridors of Buckingham Palace and beyond, leaving many to question whether the man once hailed as the People's Prince has crossed a line from which he can never return. Multiple palace insiders, speaking under strict anonymity, claim that Harry's resentment began brewing when senior members of the Charity, founded in Diana's honor to continue her work in supporting the sick, the poor, and the marginalized, #Edley failed to give Meghan the starring role she craved in high-profile fundraising events. One former staff member described tense behind-the-scenes moments where #, was reportedly furious after being given what she saw as a secondary speaking role at a gala. She thought the night should have been Obu Tiha and her #RI, the source whispered, but the charity insisted it was about Diana's work. That didn't sit well at all. According to these sources, Harry took Meghan's humiliation personally, viewing it as yet another example of the royal establishment, and by extension, Diana's own allies, failing to embrace his with-e. In a private conversation allegedly #overheard by palace aides, Harry was said to have ranted that the charity belongs to my family, not to a bunch of old trustees stuck in the past, and vowed to reshape its future. But reshape may be far too generous a term. Whispers now suggest that behind closed doors, Harry began quietly withdrawing his support, discouraging certain donors from contributing, and even pushing for the removal of key figures who had been with the charity since Diana's passing. The most damning accusation comes from a leaked internal memo, reportedly seen by high-level palace officials, which claims Harry directly intervened to block a multi-million-pound grant that would have expanded the charity's medical outreach program in Africa. The reason, the memo #Legace, was that the program's leadership refused to rebrand the initiative with Meghan as its global face. A former donor, now speaking public #lie, called the move beyond petty, it was vindictive. The reaction from the public has been fierce and unforgiving. Social media has been ablaze with outrage, with many branding Harry's alleged behavior as sickening and an insult to Diana's memory. Royal biographers have stepped forward to express horror at the idea that son Diana adored could undermine her life's work for personal and marital pride. One well-known commentator declared, "If these allegations are #re-true, Harry has not just burned bridges, he's set fire to his mother's legacy." Within the palace, the atmosphere is described as toxic. King Charles, who has long struggled to reconcile his relationship with his youngest son, is said to be quietly seat #ing. Queen Camilla, according to an insider, has made no secret of her disdain for Meghan's influence over Harry, reportedly telling a confidant, she has turned him against everything he once stood for. Even Prince William, who rarely comments on his brother's behavior publicly, is believed to be disgusted and heartbroken, feeling as #off Harry has desecrated the very cause their mother gave her life to champion. But perhaps the most poignant reaction comes from those who actually worked alongside Diana during her lifetime. For me are charity workers, some of whom were on the ground with her during her visits to AIDS wards and landmine fields, have described the news as the knife to the heart. One elderly nurse, who met Diana during a hospital visit in the 1990s, fought back tears as she told reporters she would never have wanted her boys to fight over her charity, let alone destroy it. #This is not the Harry she knew. The scandal has also ignited a fierce debate over Meghan's role in the alleged sabotage. While her defenders insist she has been unfairly vilified by the British press from day one, critics argue that her ambition and desire for the spotlight have consistently overshadowed the #charitable work she claims to support. A former royal aide alleges Meghan once told a colleague If they want Diana's legacy to survive #VE, they need someone like me to modernize it. The statement that has not aged well in light of the current backlash. Meanwhile, the charity itself is now in crisis mode. Donations have reportedly plummeted in recent months, with several major sponsors, #IATLY pulling their support until the controversy is resolved. #eBoard has released a carefully worded statement denying any internal conflict, but the wording, notably avoiding direct reference to Harry, has only fueled speculation. Behind THE scenes, emergency meetings are being held to determine how to salvage both the charity's reputation and its dwindling finances. The British press, ever eager to amplify royal drama, has seized on ever #Y detail, publishing alleged text messages between Harry and senior charity staff, in which he appears to question their commitment to supporting the right people. One table #OID ran the headline, "Prince or Petty Tyrant?" A question now being echoed in editorial columns across the world. As for Harry and #Meghan, the couple has remained publicly silent, though insiders say they are deeply hurt by the accusations. Meghan, in particular, is said to be furious that her name is being dragged into the scandal, telling friends it's a smear campaign designed to punish us for speaking our truth. However, even some of their former allies in Hollywood are reportedly distancing themselves, wary of being associated with what is fast becoming one of the ugliest royal controversies in recent memory. The coming weeks are expected to be critical. With the charity's annual gala approaching, questions remain over whether Harry will attend, and if he does, whether he will be met with applause or open hostility. Some palace insiders believe this is Harry's last chance to publicly reaffirm his commitment to his mother's cause. Others fear the damage is already done, and that history will remember this not as a misunderstanding, but as a calculated act of sabotage driven by ego and envy. What is certain is that the image of Harry as the low #Jarl, compassionate son who carried forward Diana's torch has been badly tarnished, perhaps irreversibly. For a man who once vowed to protect his mother's legacy at all costs, the accusations now swirling around him are more than just a PR nightmare. They are a devastating moral indictment. And for the public who adored Diana, the thought that her charity might become collateral damage in a feud fueled by jealousy